Bookmakers absolutely do not need to fix matches to take your money. They use middle school math to guarantee you lose.
For decades, you've probably seen frustrated bettors throw their hands up after a shocking upset, right? They cry out, "It's rigged! They fixed the match so the house wins." Well, the answer to that is an emphatic, absolute no. Today, we're going to step up to the blackboard and prove exactly why you mathematically lose, without any need for rigged games. Listen, bookmakers aren't criminal masterminds pulling strings on the pitch. They're financial institutions running airtight math models. Our goal here isn't to teach you how to beat them, because honestly, for the vast majority, you literally can't, but to reveal the inescapable mathematical architecture that guarantees the house always wins.
Section 1. The bookmaker's winning math model.
Okay, let's dive into this. To truly grasp what's happening, we need a real-world case study. Think back to the 2022 World Cup final between Argentina and France. This is the absolute perfect example to uncover the bookmaker's hidden margin. You know, that invisible tax placed on every single wager. Imagine I've got a blackboard right here. Before the whistle blew, a prominent bookmaker set the starting odds. An Argentina victory paid 2.89, a draw paid 3.08, and a France victory paid 2.81. Meaning, if you put down $1 on Argentina and they win, you get your dollar back plus 1.89 in profit. So how on earth can a company guarantee a profit when they literally don't know who's going to win the game?
Well, the secret lies in balancing the liabilities. The bookmaker's ultimate goal is to pay out the exact same amount of money regardless of the match's outcome. Let's say the bookie wants to ensure they pay out exactly $100 in prize money no matter what happens on that field. To find out how much they need to take in for each outcome to make this happen, we just do some simple division. We take that target payout of $100 and divide it by the odds. So for Argentina, 100 divided by 2.89 means they need to sell $34.60 worth of tickets. For a draw, 100 divided by 3.08 means selling $32.47 in tickets. And for France, 100 divided by 2.81 equals $35.59. If the betting public distributes their money in exactly these proportions, the bookmaker is perfectly 100% insulated from risk.
So the crucial point is, what happens when we add up all the money the bookmaker just collected from those three bets? $34.60 plus $32.47 plus $35.59 equals exactly $102.66. Do you see what just happened here? The bookmaker took in $102.66 from the public. But remember our blackboard math. No matter if Messi scores a hat trick and Mbappe wins it in extra time, or it goes to a stressful penalty shootout after a draw, the bookmaker only ever pays out $100. They have mathematically locked in a $2.66 profit. That right there is the house edge. They literally do not care who lifts the trophy.
Section 2. Revealing dynamic odds adjustments.
Now, I know exactly what you're thinking looking at this pristine blackboard math. But wait, what happens if everyone bets on Argentina? Wouldn't the bookmaker go bankrupt? And this brilliantly illustrates why the match-fixing conspiracy theory is entirely false. Odds are not static, they are dynamic. If a massive wave of betting volume comes pouring in on Argentina, the bookmaker's algorithms instantly react. They'll drop the odds on Argentina, meaning a new bettor gets a much worse payout. Simultaneously, they're going to raise the odds on France in the draw. Why? To incentivize money to flow toward those other outcomes. By constantly manipulating the price based on supply and demand, almost like stock market makers, they force the public's money right back into that perfect mathematical proportion. They balance their books to secure that profit, completely eliminating any need to rig the game.
Section 3. The value betting illusion.
But human psychology is a stubborn thing, isn't it? Many bettors actually understand this math, but they tease themselves with this concept of value betting, basically finding a team that's underestimated by the public. Think you can outsmart them? Let's look at Germany versus Japan. In the group stages, the market essentially believed Germany had a 66.5% chance of winning, while Japan only had 13.3%. But let's say your personal analysis says, hey, Germany only has a 50% chance, and Japan actually has a 30% chance. According to the theory of value betting, Japan is highly undervalued here. Buying a ticket on Japan looks like an incredibly smart strategic move on paper.
But here is the brutal catch. Value betting is an idea borrowed from the stock market, but sports and stocks are very different beasts. If you buy an undervalued stock, you can hold it for years until the market corrects itself. But a football match? That's a single, isolated event. Even if your personal analysis is completely right, and Japan genuinely has a 30% chance of winning instead of 13%, they are still statistically highly likely to lose this specific match.
A statistical edge only realizes its value over an infinite number of identical games. Since you obviously can't play Germany versus Japan 1,000 times in a loop, value betting for the average person is really just psychological comfort. It's not a viable winning strategy. You're essentially rolling loaded dice, but you only get to roll them once.
Moving on to Section 4, Theoretical Risk-Free Arbitrage. So if value betting is an illusion, is there a holy grail out there? Well, bettors eventually stumble upon risk-free arbitrage. This is exploiting disagreements not between you and the bookie, but between two different bookies. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how the loophole actually works. Imagine Bookie A has a ton of French customers, so they've skewed their odds to balance their specific books. Meanwhile, Bookie B in a totally different country has a ton of Argentinian customers, so they're skewing their odds the exact opposite way. If we cherry-pick the absolute highest misaligned odds from across these two separate platforms, we might find Bookie A offering France at 2.81, while Bookie B is offering Argentina at 4.0 and a draw at 3.5. We're no longer playing one bookie's balanced equation, we are building our own Frankenstein equation.
Let's bring out the blackboard one last time for this. We want that guaranteed $100 payout, right? At Bookie B, we bet $25 on Argentina at odds of 4.0. We also bet $28.57 on the draw at Bookie B at odds of 3.5. Then, we quickly jump over to Bookie A and we drop $35.59 on France at odds of 2.81. Let's add up our total investment across both websites. 25 plus 28.57 plus 35.59 equals exactly $89.16. By strategically placing these funds, we have mathematically guaranteed a $100 return. It's literally impossible to lose. We lock in a near $11 profit on an $89 spend. It looks absolutely perfect, right?
Let's move to Section 5 and see how this builds into inescapable real-world risks. Okay, let's step out of this pristine blackboard math and into gritty reality, because I'm about to slam the door shut on this theoretical strategy. Here is exactly why this fails for the average person. First up, odds change in milliseconds. You might successfully place your bet on Bookie A, but by the time your mouse clicks on Bookie B, boom, the odds have shifted. You're suddenly left with what's called naked exposure, a massive bet on one side with zero safety net. Second, bookmakers absolutely hate arbitrage. It violates their terms of service. They have incredibly sophisticated algorithms to detect it, and they reserve the right to just void your bets entirely, leaving you fully exposed. Third, you're often dealing with international platforms, meaning simple exchange rate fluctuations can instantly wipe out that tiny $11 margin. And finally, the most devastating reality, to find these extreme odd discrepancies, bettors usually have to seek out shady, unregulated platforms. When you actually try to withdraw your guaranteed mathematical profit, these scams simply unplug their servers and vanish with your entire deposit. Poof, gone.
You can study the numbers all day. You can perfectly understand the blackboard math, and you can even spot the theoretical loopholes. But at the end of the day, you are trying to beat a system that acts as the player, the referee, and the stadium owner all at the exact same time. The math guarantees they win, and if the math ever fails them, they just change the rules of reality. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. In a game where the house writes the rules, adjusts the math in real time, and can literally unplug the server at any moment, do you really think you can win?